do what you love to do, and your future self will thank you.
This episode is brought to you by Tang Java.
That's so good. Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chat with Mick. And today we have Diana Lua, the founder and owner of Tang Java. And as you can see, I have my lavender matcha with me and it's so good. And today we're going to learn about the ins and outs of putting up a business.
Yeah.
Hi Diana, how are you doing?
Hi, Meek. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And so I do have one question for you. So what's the moment when you realized that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Well, it started when I was so young, like all the way back when I was like 6 years old. I grew up with an entrepreneur family, with my grandparents starting working at a very young age. So that really helps me start doing entrepreneurship at a very young age.
What was it like growing up in a family full of entrepreneurs?
Well, first is let me tell you about my background. I came from a broken family. However, it was filled with love with my grandparents. And my mom needs to come here in America. So we were like miles apart from each other. So growing up and watching my grandparents have a lot of businesses really inspires me and shaped me for who I am right now.
What were you doing back then as a child? That's not all children are into doing business.
Well, living with my grandparents at a very young age, I saw how they work so hard. So as far as I remember, I'm 6 years old. And then I will wake up in the morning, we have our driver, and then we're gonna go to one of our businesses. So I'm gonna start opening the shop and with some secretary, and then from there on, it's like different businesses that my grandparents have. So after that, I'm gonna go to school. After school, going to another business. So it really opens up a lot when I was young.
What kind of businesses are those?
A lot. Well, one thing about my grandparents is like they started so humble. So they own a marketing company. We also have a construction business. So we have a lot of commercial buildings, and also there's some restaurants. And one day we started having a subdivision. So it's a lot of businesses that my grandparents started during the time.
When you were younger, were you cooking?
My grandpa really inspires me a lot. So he loves to cook. So when I was young, I always watch him how he cooks. And then from there on, I learned, and all his secret recipes, I learned just by watching him.
During that time when you were going to school, was there anything that you experienced that made you want to say, I want to have my own business too, just like them?
Well, to be honest, growing up on a business like that, I actually hate it before, because at a very young age, especially when I was teenager, my time is very limited. My friends will meet up like in the noontime. Me, I cannot leave until I'm done helping my grandparents, running some errands, doing some business stuff. So I'm always late, and I always like, why do I need to do this? I wanted to go hang out with my friends, but I have a very limited time. I need to help out first in the business, then I can go.
What types of activities did you have in helping your grandparents?
Besides taking care, doing some finance stuff in our construction business in there, I also go visit all our commercial buildings, trying to collect rents, deposit that money in the bank accounts, run some errands, do some inventory, then I could go.
At a very young age, you were already doing a lot of activities that adults do, right?
Yes.
Did you have any challenges doing those things aside from the fact that you're not able to go out with your friends a lot of times?
Of course, at that age, all you think about is going to school and hang out with your friends. Me, I need to wake up on a Saturday, 5 in the morning. I need to go with my grandparents, go to Manila, which is like a 2 hours away from us, so we could grab some inventory for one of the businesses, and then come back, and then of course take care of my siblings because my parents, my mom is here in America. So I was also taking care of my younger siblings during the time. So it's really tough for me at that age because I wanted to hang out with my friends, but it's very limited. But now I understand because during the time, it really shapes me for who I am right now.
What lessons did you learn from when you were a child doing those things?
Looking back, I'm really appreciative of my grandparents. It's so different now because growing up, seeing the hard work that they did at a very young age really inspires me a lot. And I couldn't imagine myself not learning all those things. What would I miss if that didn't happen to me?
When you went to college, what did you take?
I took business administration. Even my heart supposed to take cardiologist. I wanted to be a doctor at the time.
So, what is it about being a doctor that made you want to take pre-med?
Ever since I was a kid, I always loved helping. But I might have probably misunderstood by helping by being a doctor. However, being a business owner and an entrepreneur, I didn't realize that I could also help and inspire a lot of people by doing that.
You moved here to the US at the age of 18.
Yes.
Did you have culture shock? Because we all know it's different when
Yes.
you move from the Philippines to here. What was it like?
Well, if you were in the Philippines coming to the United States, you think about Beverly Hills. That's like because of the Prince of Bel-Air. So that's what I thought that how it's going to look like. But as soon as we drove back to our place in Third and Harvard, I was surprised. So we're living in an apartment, in a two-bedroom apartment, which is smaller than my regular room back in the Philippines. So I was like, what is this? You know, this is totally different from what I thought what America was.
Did you go to school here? How did you adjust?
It's so funny because I adjust so fast because my sister came in here and she already established like friend group back in LACC. So she knows a lot of Filipinos. So as soon as I got here, in 2 weeks, I started schooling right away. So that was around September. So I went to school right away, meet a lot of Filipino people. And from there on, it's just probably because of my personality. I get along with everyone and not so much adjustment. And I got my first job after a month.
What was your first job?
I work in Circuit City.
Uh-huh.
That's my first actual job besides running the business back in the Philippines.
Was that the one on Sunset?
Yes.
Okay.
Sunset and Fountain. Do you still
Uh-huh.
remember that place?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that experience like with all the things that you experienced and having a new job in a new city? What was that like?
Luckily, us Filipinos, we know how to speak English right away and could understand. But people like talking so fast at the time, and my mom never taught me on how to give change. That the dime is smaller than a nickel. So I got I need to get used to that stuff. But otherwise, since I have a background in sales and I'm such a very competitive person, I actually did really well on that job, and my boss loves me because I don't just stand. I actually clean up if there's no customer. So because I cannot live like that, it needs to be my area, needs to be like business. Come on, let's sell. So I did excel at the time when I was working.
What made you want to have your own business since you were working for someone? And I'm sure after that you've worked for several other businesses, right?
Yes, my second job at the time is I work as a front desk manager in Holiday Inn. So I was going to school and then having two jobs at the same time. And then right after, I started this small business, which is a compliance company for OSHA and HIPAA. And I started as a receptionist. From there on, I moved up on the ladder. And I've been getting a lot of awards, and since I have a background in computer science, I actually help them change everything to a PDF version. So rather than you doing the copying of an MSDS manual, which is this thick, we transferred it over to a PDF version. So all you need to do is one click on the computer and it prints by itself. So bringing from a receptionist, I move up and I help the business at the same time. And my manager, of course, loves you. The owner loves you because I cut down so many hours from other people and makes the work more faster and more efficient. And then that business got bought up 3 times. So, which is, it got brought up, added more services, and then even the owner of the business is already gone in the business, and I'm still working there as a last person because I transformed that business into a bigger one. And I was kicking myself all the time. I was like, dang, like I make these people rich, like with everything that I have, my work ethics, with my background from a small company, got bought up 3 times, but now it's a big company. Now it's called Stericycle. So, and even the owner was already like gone before. And then I was surprised. I said, okay, that's it. This is going to be my last job. After this, it's time for me to make my own business. In my head, my grandparents didn't brought me up to be a worker. I need to start having my own business. And from there on, it started. And that's my last job.
What was going on in your head? How did you even begin to think that you wanted your own business, aside from the fact that you were thinking your grandparents didn't bring you up like that, like to be a worker for someone else? Was there anything going on inside your head why you wanted to have your own business?
It's the drive. I've seen the company from being a small business to a multi-million business. And I was like, I got promised by the owner before, like to give me a little piece of it. But I didn't realize that they're already been out in the business for a while. And I'm the only one that was kept by the company that acquired us because I'm the one who knows a lot about the business. So from there on, they give me a good separation pay, which is great. And that's what I used to start my first business.
What's your first business?
Well, during the time, electronic cigarette was very popular back then. So we opened Hidden Vape, which is luckily up to now, it's been 14 years. We're probably one of the oldest vaping company that's still surviving up to now.
What did you learn from putting that business together?
From my background when I was young. So I grew up with my grandparents that one day we start owning a shoe factory company. One day I'm going to wake up, we have a construction business. So starting the business from scratch, it's pretty much, I get used to it.
And why vaping?
Well, because during the time, that is the in, kind of. So you kind of need to ride having a business, it's not just, oh, this is what I'm going to start with. What is going on at that moment? Which one is you think you could be able to start? So vaping at the time is still young, and I used to smoke too. And then vaping helps me to quit smoking. And I said I wanted to have a good quality product. So I need to make sure that I will grab something that's really good and, okay, let me go ahead and start and open a vape shop instead. And then from there on, we started from having the vape shop. We did the wholesale. We started VapeCon, which is the convention for vaping industry. And then I started a vaping magazine just to show people the vaping culture at the same time.
How did you even get the idea of having a convention for vapors?
It was so funny because people think before vaping have marijuana and those kind of stuff. So at the same time having a small business and doing a wholesale, I wanted to help also small businesses, which is the small vaping companies. For example, it was very popular before is the vape mod, and there's a lot of Filipinos have importing that from Philippines. And then there's also like a lot of vape juices that I wanted to highlight their product. So we created a convention where we can all be together in one place, and then people could be able to see that the culture on vaping.
From vaping, you now have Tang Java. Why the shift?
Well, what happened is I got pregnant with my twins, and when they got diagnosed that they have an autism, I dropped everything. I dropped the vaping business and give it to my brother and to my husband to manage. I fully immersed myself to become a mom, just to help my kids. So on that break, I really focus on how to improve and how could I be able to help my kids that is in the autism spectrum. But deep inside of me, I still have that burst. It's like, okay, after this, like the business mindset is always there. It will never go away. And during the time, if you have kids that's in the autism spectrum, you celebrate small wins. It means like, oh my God, first time they could be able to hold a pencil, they could be able to write their name. So during the time, you celebrate small wins, and I always buy them the treats, which is an ice cream. So one day I went to the grocery store and grabbed a box of ice cream, and I noticed that the ingredients on the ice cream box, and I was like, wow, so much sugars, so much preservatives, so much artificial flavors. And I feel bad that I'm giving this to my kids. So I dropped that box and I came home and I told my husband, next time if an opportunity shows up, I'm going to open a coffee shop and a gelato shop. And then my husband just laughed at me and says like, there's so many ice cream all over, so many yogurt places, so many Starbucks or coffee places. I said, yeah, but it's not made by me. People will know the difference. People know the quality once I start making it.
Where did you learn how to make ice cream?
Well, I took culinary class mostly just to better my cooking with my family. Yet when that opportunity arises, I search up and look for the best Italian chef that could be able to help me curate gelato. Because I want people to feel that the gelato will be like exactly or much better the one from Italy. So I always wanted to perfect my product. So I was trained by Maria, which is one of the top Italian chef that actually could make the gelato. And I learned from her.
You have a successful coffee shop and gelato place. What have you learned so far?
I learned that the grit the passion is so important. It's always embedded in all of us. And once you start firing up what's inside, your passion, it's really important to take action. So, because of that, I have just businesses that I opened. It's just because everything is through my passion and to the grit that you have. And of course, when I was young, the experience that I have that my grandparents taught me and my mom.
Do you think you've found your purpose with Tang Java?
I always do. In everything that I do, I always, because I started it with passion and with purpose. So, yes.
What's the purpose for having Tang Java?
Well, one of my goal in opening a coffee and gelato shop is to provide a high quality artisanal gelato. First is to be given to my kids and to let other people know that you can enjoy a dessert without feeling bad about it, because all the quality ingredients that was added in there, like natural, the only preservative that was in there is the sugar. And then it has full milk, the heavy cream, very simple, 4 to 5 ingredients. And you could be able to create a high quality gelato or a dessert that you could enjoy without feeling like, what did I just eat?
In your mind, what is the pinnacle of success?
For me, it took me a while to realize what success really means. But now I do understand that to be able to have time and control my time and spend my time with my family, for at the same time doing what I love or business on the business, is one of the most successful things that I've done. That I could be able to be there with my kids and could be able to control my time.
So you have 4 boys,
Yes.
right? And what are your dreams for them?
To give them a good example that once you have a dream and once you have passion and grit, I could be a good role model for them so they could be able to do what they love to do and makes them happy.
And if there's someone out there, for anybody who's out there who wants to put up their own business, what's your advice for them?
Start with your passion. Get it done. Don't worry about other things. It's even though it's gonna get messy, just keep going. Have a grit, have a passion, and do what you love to do. And your future self will thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana, for being with us this afternoon. And to everyone out there who's watching, thank you so much for being with us. And we'll see you in the next episode of Chat with Mick.
But before we go, I have really something important to give to Mick.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Yes. There you
That's a
go.
surprise.
So this is one thing. It's one of the newest one that I'm starting. I open up like Althea Takara. It's about crystals and natural healing. So since you have this beautiful studio, I want to give you this selenite lamp
Oh,
that
wow. Oh,
will
my
actually
gosh.
clears up the energy of everyone that you interview. And at the same time,
Oh,
it's really good for you.
what is it called?
Selenite
Selenite.
lamp. Yes.
That is so awesome.
There you go.
Oh, thank
and
you.
that is for the new
Oh, wow,
one that I
it
have
is
from
heavy.
Althea
Oh my
Takara.
gosh.
And
Thank
of course,
you.
you asked me about amethyst. Amethyst is really important, especially for next year, for the year of the fire horse. Fire horse is actually more about passion for all those people trying to get what they love, but at the same time, it might cause some burnout. So having an amethyst could be able to help you grounded and at the same time have a clear mental clarity for next year.
Oh, okay.
There you
So,
go.
where should I put these?
Well, amethyst is really good. I heard that if you're having some problem like sleeping, you could put it by your bedside. It's perfectly okay with that. And last but not the least is I have your sage.
Oh my gosh.
So you could be able to start clearing up the energy and get started for next year.
That is so awesome. And how do I use this?
Okay, using a sage is you need to make sure to open first all the window. You're gonna start from the front door, and you're gonna say your intention. While you're moving around, you're gonna wave it and say your intention to clear your space. And then once you're done, go around your house, and that's it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of
and this is
course.
something that is going to be definitely helpful for the next year.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
And if you have a message for our audience out there, what will that be?
Message is follow your passion. No matter how hard it will be, just do it. Start from it, and you will be thankful to yourself later on. Live without regrets.
And thank you so much, Diana.
course.
And if you guys are interested in some crystals and sages, where can we find you?
You can go to our website to altheatakara.com or to our Facebook page or on our Instagram.
And if you want some lavender matchas out there, they're located in Woodland Hills. What's your address?
Tang Java is located at 22776 Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills, 91307.
Thank you so much, Diana. And we'll see you next time in the next episode of Chat with Mick. Bye.
This episode is brought to you by Tang Java. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out.